All right, hey, so today we'll be reviewing this three-pack Star Wars Black Series, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Magnaguard, Superbattle Droid, and Battle Droid. I got this at Ross for $21.99. Let's get into it. All right, so straight out of the box, this is what you have. You have Magnaguard and his staff, Superbattle Droid with effect, and Battle Droid with this weapon here. Yeah, so let's pop these bad boys out. All right, so here they are out of the packaging, and let's start with the Super Battle Droid. So here he is up close. All right, let's go over the articulation. So you got full swivel here, both shoulders. That's as far out as it goes. You get bicep swivel, hinge, almost 90, and a little over 90 on the other arm, also hinge. And also, I just realized I was out of focus, sorry. And then you have a wrist hinge on this hand as well. Um, Torso, that's about as far as it twists, and almost no forward and back. That's about it. And then for the legs, you got all the way up, that much out. You got a thigh swivel, surprisingly. Knees, more than 90 all the way. And you get a little bit of a knee swivel too, right? Ankle pivot, that's much forward, that much back, and you get ankle rocker. So not bad. And if I recall correctly, yeah, his faceplate and chest plate are removable as well. So yeah, pretty standard. Pretty good articulation, actually, for this guy. He's the strongest of the three, and you'll see why in a moment. And here he is with his accessory. All right, pretty solid. Let's check out the other ones. All right, next let's look at the Battle Droid. And I'll have more thoughts and full comparisons at the end of the video too. Okay, so here you go. Initially, right off the bat, I struggled to get him to hold his weapon a bit, at least single-handed. It just kind of, doesn't really grip. Um, so here's a closer look at the weapon. Good focus. There we go. Okay, now for the Battle Droid. Pretty standard. If you have the normal Battle Droids, it's the same articulation. So you got neck joint, goes that far forward, that far back. Head goes up, goes down, side to side, and even this little thing here in the back, get you some more range up and down, so you can get in his classic pose. Arms go out that far. They go full 360 around. You got bicep swivel, bend more than 90, and then you get wrist hinge and rotation. Torso, you have the tiniest bit of forward little bit of back, and not really, slight twist, but then you start to stress the plastic there. Now for the legs, mine's pretty tight. Legs all the way up, out, you get no out. That's about it. No swivel at all, not even at the knees, but you do get a decent bend on the knees. And then for the ankles, you got all the way down, not much up, and you do get some ankle rocker. It's pretty tough. I don't know, mine doesn't want to stay, but you get a little bit of ankle rocker. Yeah, he struggles a bit to stand. Oh, and you do have ankle swivel, it looks like here as well. Sorry, I keep putting it closer to the outside. So yeah, and then the backpack is removable as well. Oh, come on, there we go. Yeah, the issue with him is getting him to stand, and of course he stands on the first one. Never mind. Anyway, let's take a look at the Magnaguard next. All right, and lastly, let's look at the Magnaguard. So right off the bat, I cannot get this piece to stay on his staff. It keeps falling off. And also, it was a pain to put the staff in his hands. He grips it pretty well, though. So, all right, so let's go over articulation for this guy. One issue I keep having right away too is this shoulder pad pops off really easily. But his arms go all the way. He goes out about, oh, there he goes. About that much with the shoulder pad and that much without the shoulder pad. He has a bit of some side to side here, up and down as well, because it's a ball joint in the shoulder. So you got up and down, side to side. You do have, I guess, what would be like a bicep swivel, but here's more of a elbow swivel, right? And then you do have wrist hinge and swivel. Now for the head articulation, surprisingly, look decently. Oop. Forward and back. Well, more forward. Side to side, a little bit of tilt, a little bit of tilt. Waist, you get under these bandages, you get more back, not really any front, no front. You do get some nice twist though. Twist. For the legs, all the way up, right? That's one thing these guys got going for them. They got the kicks out, barely enough to help with standing. No thigh swivel, but looks like you do get. Oh yeah, I was just stuck. Okay, you get some like above the knee swivel, which I guess is the thigh swivel here, and that much from the knees, and then ankles. Not really. Where's mine just stuck? I don't want to force it. I think mine's stuck, but try the other. Yeah, mine was stuck. That much back and that much forward and a little bit of rocker because of the way the joint is made. It's, yeah. So that's him. Oh, there goes the other pad. And then here's a closer look at the staff. Pretty nice. Like I said, I just can't get this to stay on. Keeps falling off. Yeah, it won't even. Alright, let's look at some size comparisons. Alright, so let's see how these guys scale. So the Magnaguard is just about 6 inches tall, or 16 centimeters. The Battle Droid is exactly 6 inches tall. And then the Battle Droid is a little over 6 inches tall. And now let's see how they scale with some other figure lines. First off, let's see how they compare to their normal counterparts. So here he is with his normal colorway Battle Droid. It's basically 100% reuse except for the backpack and the weapon. And here you have normal Battle Droid. It looks like the same mold and sculpt besides the arm. Here he has a normal arm. This one has a blaster arm. Besides that, it looks like it's the same sculpt. And then the Magnaguard, the difference is he has the most difference. Here's the original Magnaguard. Different paint, obviously. The staff is different as well. This one just has a spiky end with the electricity effect, which is also a little bit different. And then this one's obviously cloaked up with the hood. This one just has the cape. Besides that, pretty much the same mold as well, just different capes and different staffs. So there's them. Okay, and then here's how they compare against a normal clone trooper. Alright, here's one of the only other droids I have, the assassin droid. Let's stand him up straight. Okay, there you go. He's a little bit on the smaller side. Here's how they compare against Cal Kestis, the game they're from. There we go. And then here is how they compare against a different brand. Here's the Mafex Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian. Oh, there he goes. There you go. Scales pretty good, I think, considering Luke's not that tall of a guy. And this guy doesn't want to cooperate. Alright. Well, more or less, there you go. Alright, let's see how they scale against some other lines. These are just some that I had lined close by. Here's how they scale against Spartan Collection Spartan. You know, if you like to do crossovers. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. She smells food, so she's barking. Here is how they scale against a Valaverse Crimson Guard, I believe is what they're called. Yeah, alright, forget them. They really gotta fix these ankles. These guys don't want to stand. Alright. Well, there's him. Alright, he stands a little bit easier when he's not holding his weapon. Alright, this is how he scales with a G.I. Joe Classified series, Snake Eyes. And here's how they scale with Marvel Legends. It's Teen Body, I guess, is Miles Morales. Here's how they scale with a McFarlane 7-inch figure. Different scale, but you know, you can still mix and match if you want. Here's how they scale with Figma Samus. Here's how they scale against the more normal sized Marvel Legends. The suited bodies suck. You can never stand. And lastly, just for fun, here's how they scale against Turgle from the same game. So, final thoughts is they're decent, right? Decent for what they are. I would not pay full price for these. I'm glad I found these at Ross for the price they were. Um, this guy, pretty hard to pose without him falling over all the time. This guy's the most solid out of the bunch. This guy is really fun, but he gives me a lot of trouble. These shoulder pads will not stay on. I'll probably have to super glue these on. But with enough messing around, you can get them into a decent pose. Pretty fun. But yeah, I say wait till you find these on clearance. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. This was my first review, so you know, with time I'll get more comfortable on camera and all that. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Thanks for watching.